Hello, we are Jaime, Jimmy, Veronica, and me, Pablo Miguel, and today we're going to be discussing the painting Wonder Above the Sea of Fog by Caspar David Friedrich. So, first, Jaime will be talking a little bit about the painting and the artist itself. Later, Jimmy will discuss the feelings and messages conveyed by the painting itself. Then Veronica will go into the elements of romanticism that are present in the painting. And at last, I will talk a little bit about the overall meaning of the painting for our group, together with some conclusions. So let's start with you, Jaime.
Hello, my name is Jaime, and let's talk about Wonder Above the Sea of Fog. Also known as Wonder Above the Mist, is an oil painting made in 1818 by the German Romantic artist Caspar David Friedrich. It has been considered one of the masterpieces of Romanticism and one of its most representative works. It currently resides in Hamburg, Germany. Let's talk about the author. Caspar David Friedrich was born on 5th of September of 1774, and he died the 7th of May of 1840. He was a 19th century German romantic landscape painter, generally considered the most important German artist of his generation. He is best known for his mid-period allegorical landscape, which typically features contemplative figures against night skies, morning mist, barren trees, or Gothic ruins. Fritz was born in the town of Griswold on the Baltic Sea, and it was at the same time Swedish Pomerania. He studied in Copenhagen until 1798 before settling in Dresden. He came of age during a period when across Europe a growing disillusionment with materialistic society was giving rise to a new appreciation of spirituality. This shift in ideals was often expressed through a revaluation of the natural world, as artists such as Friedrich's work brought him a renown early in his career, and contemporaries such as the French sculptor David Angers spoke of him as a man who had discovered the tragedy of landscape. Nevertheless, his work fell from favor during later years, and he died in obscurity. Let's talk about his influence. Alongside other Romantic painters, Friedrich helped position landscape painting as a major genre with Western art. Of his contemporaries, Friedrich's style most influenced the painting of Jonathan Christian Dahl. Among later generation, Arnold Bocking was strongly influenced by his work, and the substantial presence of Friedrich's works in Russian collections influenced many Russian painters, as particular Arkhip Thumsky and Ivan Sinsky. Friedrich spiritually anticipated American painters such as Albert Pinkham Ryder, Ralph Blakelock, the painters of Hudson River School, and the New England Luminists. Frederick chose to paint his landscape vertically instead of matching horizontal orientation.
Thank you, Jaime. Now, Jimmy will discuss some of the feelings and messages conveyed by the painting.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and today I'm going to be speaking about Wonder Above the Sea of Fog, the painting by Caspar David Friedrich. So, I'm going to be focusing on the ideas and emotions triggered by the painting itself. So, as a group, first we consider that the picture represents accomplishment, the sense of accomplishment from the lonely man in the middle of the image. We said that his posture indicates a possible admiration towards the clouded mountains due to the climb he has overcome and the beauty of nature shown in the background. However, we considered that he could also be observing the mountain on the horizon as a new objective to overcome, and the possible emotions experienced while looking at the picture include a sense of calmness and a vast serenity due to the wide blue skies and the predominance of clouds. The emotion of uncertainty can be considered, as we can't observe the man's expressions towards the view, being unable to see his face. So this factor of mystery in the main figure builds up on this uncertainty. Okay, marked by the lack of face. We can even consider feeling overwhelmed if we take the character's point of view, created by the imposing light and colored background. Moreover, the feeling of overwhelmness is presented If we observe how the character leans back on his cane, his position allows us to empathize with his amusement and creating a similar effect. So, as a product of isolating the observer, we can focus on the vastness of nature itself rather than the individual, provoking this profound serenity. Then the serenity is conveyed by the inhospitable expanse and perfectly still man in front of the sea of the fog, in front of the sea of fog, blending with the horizon. And finally, we had considered this man to be Nietzsche in our first observations and ideas, as this connects to, as we thought of the theory of Overman, and even references of him being a wanderer and a mountain climber.
Thank you, Jimmy. Now, Veronica will discuss some of the elements of Romanticism and how they are important in this particular painting.
The Romantic era originated at the end of the 18th century, which was in spark of retaliation to the Industrial Revolution as well as the Age of Enlightenment, where different artists and different political movements as well as scientific discoveries were being developed. In terms of artwork, you are now seeing more a sense of aesthetic experience, where the artists focus more now on emotional experiences being depicted on the artworks, and you have different styles such as individualism and realism being portrayed. In terms of Wonder Above the Sea of Fog, this impacted the German artist Caspar David Friedrich to sort of use these different techniques to sort of demonstrate a self-reflection of him in this artwork. Wonder Above the Sea demonstrates a self-reflection of Friedrich, and also how the wanderer represents an unknown of the future. It is seen that he's looking above and below, and it could be interpreted that Friedrich is saying that we should all look what's in front of us and what's yet to come, but then also try to look what is within ourselves. And once you translate from German the title, Wander über dem Nebel, it can either mean hiker. So that also portrays the ideology of trying to not get to the destination, but it's about the journey.
And now, lastly, I will discuss the general or overall meaning of the painting. We think that the painting explores a sense of being and purpose related to self-accomplishment and development. We feel that the painting expresses that one has to navigate through uncertainty, as pictured in the fog, to actually reach someone's or your own goals. But we like also the fact that the painting puts into perspective how the sense of accomplishment can be very powerful, and arriving to a place where you want it to be may be very good for you, but it also puts into perspective how insignificant the individual may be compared to the whole landscape or the whole life or world. And we also think that the painting shows that maybe the focus shouldn't be solely on arriving to the goal or just getting to the destination, but also in the journey that someone has to endure to attain that at times romanticized or kind of higher or better state, as pictured in the mountains in the back of the painting. And now, just to conclude, The Wanderer Above the Sea of Fog is a painting by Caspar David Friedrich, heavily influenced by the Romanticism or the movement of Romanticism of the time, but with very distinctive elements, such as the man being turned on his back to the spectator, and also the fact that it was done in a vertical way rather than a horizontal type of way, like other paintings of the time. The emotions that the painting triggers on us mainly are a sense of calmness, serenity, and uncertainty. And we think that the main fact that we want to take as a message from the painting is focusing on the journey full of uncertainty, perhaps suffering, and challenge and growth to arrive to a better and to your the achievement of your goals.